I am a foodie. For me, food is life. If I'm not eating, then I'm not living. With a sedentary job, it's just a really bad combination. I tore my ACL and I damaged my meniscus. In 2017, I found a boxing establishment. If you've ever boxed before, even 3 minutes, one round of boxing can burn as much calories as running for about 20 minutes. In 2024, I found UBX. This is exactly where I needed to be. UBX is actually designed for beginners. There are no egos. Everyone is essentially a beginner or intermediate. Within a year, I went from 129 kilos to 117 kilos. And what happened is that 117 kilos, mainly fat, and I was able to maintain the muscle. If I eat this cake, I need to make sure I get to UBX. Throwing a punch and hitting the pad and you hear that sound, it does something to your mental health. It's changed my life. It's changed my life completely. I am now in 100% control.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Social Untold. Today we are going into the world of training, the world of fitness. In this show, we always try and bring you stories, brands, and people who are on a journey, who have something new to tell, something new to share. So today we have Akin, who is the ambassador for a trainer, a customer and an ambassador for UBX. Something that I've never heard of. If you guys have, please tell us in the comments. So Akin,
Hey.
You're on a journey. Welcome.
Thank you.
UBX. What is UBX? Let's start there.
Okay, so UBX Boxing and Strength. It's a boutique gym that focuses on fitness through boxing and strength and conditioning.
Wow. Right. So, Akin, tell me a bit about yourself, about your journey, what you're trying to achieve. Why did you decide that that's something you want to do? And then also, why UBX?
Okay, so it's UBX, so it's spelled UBX, but it's pronounced UBX.
UBX, okay.
So I'm a chartered accountant, and I'm an accountant by trade. So that means that most of my job is very sedentary. I don't have necessarily the greatest genetics, and so having a sedentary job and having a big passion for food. So I am a foodie. For me, food is life. If I'm not eating, then I'm not living.
Yeah.
So having that with a sedentary job is just a really bad combination, because as the years go by, it becomes harder and harder to stay in the healthy range for your health. And one thing happened to me when I was in my 20s. I was playing football. It's funny, on the day I was playing football, I didn't want to play football, but I was egged on by my staff, my fellow teachers at the time. I was a teacher during that time. And lo and behold, I tore my ACL during an unfortunate game. I tore my ACL and I damaged my meniscus. So that was in my 20s. It then basically made it very hard for me to run as a form of exercise. It also made it hard for me to do a few other sports. So I couldn't do any sports that requires agility. So, tennis, for example, anything that requires me to move from side to side, I can't play. Squash, badminton. It ruled out a lot of exercises. So at the time I could cycle, and that was fine, but I don't like cycling in a gym. I like to be outside cycling. And so adding that as part of my daily routine was quite difficult, because I have to commute into the city. And so one year in 2017, I found a boxing establishment. Okay. And that was my first, I guess, that's where I first stumbled upon boxing. Okay. And I really loved it. I love boxing as a sport. I love boxing as a form of exercise. It's one of the most intense exercises you can do. If you've ever boxed before, you will know that 3 rounds of boxing, or even 3 minutes, one round of boxing can burn as much calories as running for about 20 minutes.
Oh, wow. Never knew that.
Yes. So if you know how to box properly and you really give your all in 3 minutes, you can burn significant amount of calories. And so in 2017, I fell in love with boxing as a form of exercise. But the establishment where I was doing the boxing was one of those that it was quite big and it wasn't really easy to get to.
Okay.
And so for a few years, I struggled to make it there because of, I had kids, I had a job, and it was quite hard to commit to. Mm-hmm. And then in 2024, I found UBX.
Oh, wow.
So the first UBX opened up in London, and I straight away just knew that this is exactly where I needed to be. It was a place where I could continue to learn how to box, but I could also get some strength and conditioning as well. And it just made perfect sense to me.
Oh, wow. So UBX, tell me a bit more. I mean, because I am one of those people who has only seen traditional gyms. Yeah. Where you go in, you've got your cardio machines, you've got your weight machines, you've got your free weights. And then if you go to a fancy one, you get a spa, right?
Yeah.
To me, that's a gym. Yes. And that's what I've been. So tell me, when I walk into UBX, your branch, Greenford branch, where you, what am I expecting?
Welcome to UBX, world-class boxing and strength workouts. Ready when you are. What makes us world-class? Our workouts are created by leading experts, individualised by our coaches. There's a new workout daily, powered by the latest tech. Our workouts work around your world. We meet where you are, no matter your fitness level. And we don't have class timetables, so you can come at a time that works for you. Never be late again. So come join the world's fastest growing boxing community. Let's get the gloves on and see what's possible.
So I am a member of UBX Greenford Key. They're very new, they just opened up. And when you walk into UBX Greenford Key, you're greeted with a very nice reception and a warm entrance. And then you essentially have the gym floor, okay, where you have 12 rounds. And the 12 rounds are basically 3 rounds of boxing,
okay,
3 rounds of strength and conditioning,
okay,
another 3 rounds of boxing, okay, and then 3 rounds of strength and conditioning. Oh, wow. So as soon as you come in, you warm up at the warm-up station, which is the first, we call it the 13th round.
Okay.
So you warm up, you do your stretching, you do your exercises, okay, and then you also have a coach who will be there with you to take you through the 12 rounds.
Oh, wow.
And the job of the coach is the coach will look at you, look at how you are, understand where you're coming from in terms of your journey, mm-hmm, and essentially tailor the 12 rounds to suit you. So in that sense, as you mentioned, a traditional gym, you go in, nobody really talks to you. You, mm-hmm, just basically, you're renting equipment essentially.
Exactly, yeah.
And so it's slightly different at UBX, where as soon as you go in, you're greeted by someone who's a qualified personal trainer, and it is their job to make sure that your experience of the 12 rounds is as comfortable, as pleasurable, as enjoyable as possible.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So with these 12 rounds, so let's go into a bit more detail into what those 12 rounds are like. Yeah. One. Second, now, listening to you gives me the impression that I already have to be physically fit to be able to go through the 12 rounds. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And that makes sense. And that is something that is completely, it's almost like we've got to bust the myth there. UBX is actually designed for beginners.
Okay.
Beginners who've never boxed before.
Okay.
Who are curious about boxing, who are curious about learning to box, but they don't necessarily want to go to a typical boxing gym, mm-hmm, where, they call it spit and sawdust, where that you're going to be mixing with quite aggressive people.
Yeah.
And so it makes boxing intimidating for you.
So I mean, here I've got a picture in mind.
Yes.
I've got some people with 200-pound shoulders,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
big size,
yeah,
and then they're ready to pick you up and throw you against the wall.
Exactly, and that is what most people have in mind. But UBX is so different because what you get instead is you have. So I would say that UBX has actually a high percentage of female members, and most of them have never boxed before. So you come in and it's completely unintimidating. There are no egos. Everyone is essentially a beginner or intermediate. and you essentially, you don't have to even think about how to start boxing. We will do that. I mean, the UBX brand will do that for you.
Wow.
The coaches that are there, they all know how to, they're all qualified boxing instructors.
Okay.
And so they will be able to guide you from a very, very beginner, if you don't even know how to throw a punch, to knowing how to throw a punch, knowing how to stand, knowing how to put your hands up to protect your face, and then doing some of the exercises, the combinations at the different stations.
So now, again, question here, somebody like me with 2 major surgeries I've had, flexibility-wise, I can just about tie my shoes, right? And I weigh around 120 kilos, right? So the only thing I'm thinking right now, like as you're telling me and explaining it to me, that yes, it's for beginners, the word in my mind is 12 rounds. Will I last 12 rounds? Will I make it to even first round?
Yeah, that's a good point. And the truth is, you may not make it to the first round. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to us. Our job is to take you through those 12 rounds at your own pace. We're going to build you up from beginning, from scratch. If the first day you come, all you can do is 1 round, you do your 1 round and we celebrate you. And then we ask you, when are you coming? When are we going to see you? Because next time you come, we're going to get you to round 2. And the job of the coaches is to make sure that you are getting the best experience in a safe and flexible way to you. So let's take you, for example, with mobility issues. The coaches at UBX Greenford Key especially, they're all qualified personal trainers, and we actually have a coach that has is a rehab specialist. So what the coach will do is they will actually design a workout program for you in the gym itself that you can do to help with your mobility issues. So I'll take you, for example, the coach, what they've done for me. Because of my knee injury, I also struggle to do some of the exercises. So my coach wrote me a mobility workout just to start the workout. So every time before I train, I have to do about 5 or 6 exercises just to warm up my ligaments, my joints, and then I can start on the 12 rounds. And this is the level of personalization that you get at UBX.
So, and now when you're talking about personal trainers, you're talking about support. It's not just on day one. It's every time a person goes in. Is that right?
That's right. It's not just on day one, and it's not just every time you go in. It's also, so at UBX Greenford Key in particular, it's also when you're not at the gym. So our personal trainers are on a WhatsApp group. You can message them at any time, ask them questions, and they will help you. If you want to train with us and also train at a traditional gym, our personal trainers can write you a program. Because once you've joined UBX Greenford, or once you've joined UBX in general, you become part of a community. And that community, our sole purpose as a community, the members, the coaches, is to make sure that you are getting the best health experience that we can possibly get you. And that includes helping you in the club and outside the club. So,
okay, now that's interesting, but now I know my physical abilities, I know my health conditions. Now, the other thing I'm also thinking is, how would somebody in UBX, one of the trainers, how would they know when I'm doing more than I should? Does that make sense? Okay, so I've got this injury, or like your injury.
Yes.
When do you know you're pushing more than you should, when you're doing too much?
Yes, so one thing we have in UBX is the technology, right? So at every round, there's a screen that tells you exactly what exercises you should be doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So and these exercises change every day. There are over 600 permutations of exercises and variations that you can do as part of a member at UBX. And so when you come in, you're going to see the exercises on the screen, and your coach is going to look at those exercises and every round ask you, can you do this exercise? Your coach is also going to be watching you to see if you're showing signs of pain. They're going to ask you, do you have any pre-existing injuries? And they're going to take all that information and they're going to be following you around the circuit,
Okay.
making sure that you are doing the exercises with good form, and that you're also doing it in a safe way.
Okay.
And if you get to any station and the exercise is a bit too difficult for you, for example, we've got a lot of they've got a lot of exercises where you have to jump on a box, right? And if you tell them, coach, I struggle to jump on the box, the coach will say, no problem. I want you to just squat in position or do squat jumps if you can. And that is how they change the workout for you, and they personalize the workout.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So even though across the globe, everyone has been given the same exercise on the same day, you can have a completely different experience. And this is thanks to the knowledge of the coaches.
So it's each exercise or program is tailored to the needs, if we say of the individual.
So the exercises on the day are, everybody has the same exercises.
Okay.
And this is across the entire network internationally.
Okay.
But because of the expertise of the coaches, they can easily look at an exercise and say, okay, you don't do that particular exercise, I will show you another one to do. So, and because of that ability to do that, you get a tailored experience.
Wow.
And so you don't have to do what everyone else is doing, because the coach knows you and your pre-existing conditions.
Okay. So now you mentioned technology there, that you're using technology to monitor.
Yeah.
Now, what are the stats that you're looking at as a trainer? What are they looking at?
Yeah. So we use a heart rate monitor called a MyZone.
Okay.
And I can show you that a bit later.
Okay.
But the MyZone takes a look at your heart rate
Okay.
and looks at how hard you're working
Okay.
and projects it to a TV screen.
Okay.
So the coaches can also keep an eye on the TV screen to make sure that you're working in the right range.
Okay.
And every exercise station during the day will have a predetermined effort range that you should be in. And so the coaches will be looking at what has been predetermined, looking at the screen, the output of your MyZone technology, and basically saying, oh, you're not working hard enough, or, oh, you're working too hard. Why don't you take it easy?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, let's do the other question that comes to mind is a lot of people, especially like you mentioned, we're in a way like our jobs, our life is so busy schedule-wise, is now I tend to find time late at night to go to the gym, right? And that's the flexibility I look for in my gym, which is why I go to the gym. Because of that I can go in at any time. Listening to you and the format that you've explained, what it seems to me is I have to book in advance. I have to have a set time. And if I don't make it to that set time, I miss my slot. I mean, this is what I am understanding from it.
I'm glad you touched on that.
Am I right or am I wrong?
You're wrong. I'm glad
okay.
you touched on that. So the UBX model is all about flexible times. There's no class times at all. You turn up when you're ready, when you're available. You turn up, and within 3 minutes, you could be on the round. So after you've done your stretching and workout, you could be on the rounds. Wow. And because you can think about it almost like a conveyor belt.
Right.
When you come in and start, so if you, for example, 2 people came in at the same time, one person can start on round 1 and the other person could start on round 2. There's no waiting around for equipment, and there's no class timetables. And so in the traditional gym, they put classes on, and if you miss that class, you've got to wait on the next
that's
one.
The idea.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you'd also have to book for the class, and once it's full, it's full. At UBX, there's no booking. There's no class timetables.
Wow.
If you want to start, so let's say the most gyms typically open at 6 a.m. We open at 6 a.m. The coaches are ready. As soon as you come, maybe you come at 6:15. The coach is still going to be there, ready to take you through the 12 rounds. Anybody that's come before you would already be at the rounds ahead of you. And so you can always just jump in at an available round. And let's say, for example, 24 people walking at the same time, right? We can have you starting. So you don't always have to start at round 1. So all 24 people, and the way the circuit is designed is that 2 people can work out at a station at the same time. Because while one person is doing one exercise, so the screen, if I can explain the screen to you, the screen always has 2 exercises that you can do. and you do the exercises one after the other.
Sorry, I'm just going to stop
Yes.
you. You mentioned screen before.
Yes.
That was to monitor me, right? Is that as a somebody who's doing the exercises? That's one screen. So does the customer or the person training gets their own screen as well?
So so let me explain that a bit better. When you come into the UBX Gym, there are going to be 12 stations.
Okay.
And the 12 stations have a screen each. So there's 12 stations, 12 screens.
Okay.
And so on the screen at the station, you're going to have exercises displayed to you.
Right.
And so those exercises are the exercises that you follow as you're on the round.
Right. Understood. Okay.
And on those screens, you would also have a recommended effort range.
Right.
And that's where it tells you how hard you should be working.
Okay.
So we have green, amber, and red.
Right.
When the effort range is green, it means that you should be essentially warming up or we call it recovering from a previously hard round.
Okay.
When it's amber, it means now you should be getting warmer, you should be elevating, you should be increasing your effort. And that is all displayed on the screen.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So when you come in, you have 2 exercises on per screen, per station. And so if you came in with somebody else at the same time and you wanted to train on the same station, you could. So while
you'll do
one person is doing the top exercise, the other person is doing the bottom exercise. And so it's been programmed to allow 2 people to work at a station. So in any one given period, we can have 24 people in the gym training at the same time. And so everyone's going around the conveyor belt in that period. And once you get to the 12th round, then your workout's over, you do some stretching, and then you can go about your day.
Wow. Right. Talking about that, going about our day. One of the things that I say, and this is something that I used to do previously, and then now, is the time you spend in gym. Yeah. Now, I've seen people spending hours, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I've seen people spending 30 minutes. I've seen people spending 45 minutes. Now, that is another thing for me, and especially like when you have a job, when you have a family, you cannot give enough time, a lot of time to something like gym or your exercise. Now, I give myself from walking in to walking out around 55 minutes, right? Yeah. That I should be within the hour out in my car, heading back.
Yeah.
How
that
does UBX
that is exactly perfect, and I'm glad you've touched on it. UBX is a 45-minute workout.
Wow. Okay.
If you are at a position where you don't need to take extended rests, you could start from round 1 and finish round 12 within 45 minutes. Wow. And that's how the programs were designed. So it's very conscious about the fact that people are busy. People have other commitments. People have family lives. That's why there's no start times and the workout is very efficient. Now, the beauty, and this is something that most people don't really appreciate, is that when you are in a traditional gym, you have to come up with your workout plan. You have to queue up for equipment. Yeah. And you have to basically, sometimes that's why it takes almost an hour to work out in a traditional gym, because there's a lot of waiting time. And you also have to walk from one equipment to the other equipment and hope that nobody's on it. And so with UBX, because every exercise has been predetermined for the day, all the stations are set up, all the equipment's right there. Everything you're going to need is right there for you. So you never have to worry about what weight you're going to carry, what exercise you're going to do, how you're going to do it, how many reps, everything has been designed for you. So all you have to do is turn up. Once you turn up, you'll be guaranteed to have 45 minutes of top class workout that has been designed scientifically to make your body perform better. Wow. And that's the absolute beauty about UBX. So if you're short on time, a quick 45-minute session and you can get on with your day.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of let's go talk about the science a bit more, right? Now, we always hear the training exercise is only 20%
yes.
of your plan,
healthy, yes.
right? The rest is your diet.
Yes.
And somebody like me, coming from an Asian family, as you said, we love our food. How can UBX support somebody like me in that?
Yes. So the beauty about UBX and the beauty about boxing is boxing is such a taxing exercise form that it actually can kickstart your metabolism. So when we've had members join UBX, what happens is that food and what you eat no longer becomes an issue, because what's happening is, as you're getting older, your metabolism is slowing down. And the reason why your metabolism is slowing down is because you're losing muscle, you're losing strength, you're not exercising to the right frequency that your body needs. And with UBX, because the workouts have been scientifically designed to get the best out of your body, to get optimal performance out of your body, what happens is, in your first few weeks, you start to see a shift. And your body essentially shifts from essentially you having to watch what you're eating, watch your diet, to becoming a fuel burning machine. Now, all of a sudden, you need the calories. So you're not eating too much, because everything you've been eating, all the carbohydrates, all the fat, now your body needs it, because it's like, look, I need to survive the next 45 minutes, the next time you go. So now it's you start getting signals to your body to stop storing your calories as fat and to start storing them in your muscles to get you ready for the next workout.
Wow.
And so it changes it actually changes your entire relationship with food, with nutrition, and what you used to think was overeating before now becomes normal eating, because you have an avenue to burn those calories.
So I can have all the curries I want.
You can have all the curries you want.
Wow.
Now, at UBX Greenford Key, we also go an extra step, and we actually measure you with a body composition machine.
Okay.
And we will tell you how many calories you should be consuming.
Okay.
And that's the beauty about being a member at UBX Greenford Key, is that they will tell you that you need to be consuming an X amount of calories. So as long as you're eating curries that fit within those calories, then you don't have to worry.
Wow.
So you do have to be a bit sensible, but now you no longer need to be afraid of any type of food.
Because I've seen people calculating macros and calculating this and calculating that and weighing their food. I couldn't. I don't know if I could do that.
And the truth is, you don't have to. You don't have to. And I'll explain to you. So I've been training as a member for over 1.5 years now. And I think that's one of the most powerful things for me. Before I found UBX.
It's freedom, isn't it?
It's freedom.
It is freedom, isn't it?
It is freeing. There was a lot of anxiety that comes with, I can't eat this, or someone's gonna bring the cake to the office and I won't be able to eat it.
Yeah.
And the anxiety just goes away, because now I know that, okay, fine. If I eat this cake, I need to make sure I get to UBX.
I'll tell you something. What funny was, 2 weeks ago I had a pizza. It was a yummy pizza.
Yeah.
But after that, for 2 days, I was kicking myself. Why did I have that?
Exactly. And now, if you become a member of UBX, you eat that pizza and you just say, okay, I ate that pizza now, I need to go burn it off. If I go to UBX, I know guaranteed. So on average, especially a person of your size and physique, you could be burning about 1,000 calories.
Wow.
1,000 calories in just 45 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's the power of UBX. And the reason why we know how many calories you're burning is because of the technology of the heart rate monitor, the MyZone. Okay. It projects everything on the screen. So you can see how many calories you're burning. You can see what heart rate you're working at. And so that pizza, you can, the carbohydrates on that pizza, it will help you survive your next UBX workout.
Oh, wow.
And so it then becomes less about, I feel so guilty about eating this and that, and just like, okay, I've had fuel, now I need to go burn it. And I know exactly what I'm going to do to burn it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. So now, because for me, you've mentioned, you've explained the kind of the workout. The other thing that comes with it is mental health, is trying to understand. I mean, if I go into a gym, right, and a trainer has pushed me hard. Now, what will want me to come back the following day, the following week? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because
exactly what you're saying.
I'll be scared that shit, it's going to happen again. You know, I'm going to be too tired after that.
Yeah.
So what will stop me? How will UBX, prepare me or want me to come back the following week or the following day?
Yes.
For that next session.
So I will just explain this to you. And, you know, have you ever boxed before? If the answer is no, you need to get a pair of boxing gloves and you don't even have to find a gym or anything. Get a pair of boxing gloves, get a pair of pads, get someone to hold the pads for you and just give it a nice little whack. What happens to your body when you do that? That feeling of hitting the pad and that sound releases some kind of endorphins in your body that becomes very addictive. It's very addictive. A lot of the UBX members just love the sound of hitting the pad, especially when they've had a long day at work. They're tired, they're frustrated.
It's a stress buster.
It's a stress buster. Throwing a punch and hitting the pad, the leather against leather, and you hear that sound, it does something to your mental health where even if you feel like, oh, I had that workout was intense, I feel like I'm scared to go back. Your body will enjoy the endorphins that you've created during the workouts, that when you don't go for a few days, your body's going to be going into withdrawal. They say, I need to get that fix again. Wow. Because that excitement, that enjoyment, and that's why UBX is so different from any other boutique gym, is because boxing is actually quite an exhilarating sport. And once UBX takes out the violence of the boxing and it becomes just pure fun, you get to enjoy the excitement of boxing without any danger, without any risk of injury. And now it's just pure pleasure. So you're having pleasure, you're working out, you're sweating, you're in pain. But when you leave, you feel so good. Like you've just had like a big birthday cake, right? Without consequence. Honestly, that's the feeling of coming out of a UBX workout. If you ask any of the members, they'll tell you, while they were doing it, the 45 minutes, they always regret, why did I come? But then as soon as they finish the workout, they're like, oh, that was fantastic. They ring the bell and they said, okay, I'm coming back again. I might give a day or two just to rest my body, but I'm definitely coming back again. And that's what we find.
Wow. So you also mentioned during our conversation is you could do a plan, the trainers can do a plan where you can come in maybe once or twice a week and then go to your regular gym for the rest of the week.
That's right.
How does that work?
Yeah, so it's quite simple, really. When you come in as a member, you will see you actually have access to. So we have about 4 or 5 coaches. Okay. You actually have access to 4 or 5 coaches. Okay. Essentially, and depending on what time of the day you train, you could get a particular coach which you like. If you're the kind of person who can't always come at the same time, then you could potentially be training with 5 different coaches throughout the week. Okay. Right? So once you have access to that coach and you join the community, you can then ask questions of the coach. And so the coach, if you have, say, coach, I want to be training strength training in another gym for 3 days in the week, the coach will completely understand what you're saying. And will even, if you want a program, our coaches will write a program for you. Okay. Right? And so the coach will say, look, UBX, boxing and strength, it's for wanting to learn how to box. It's for wanting to learn strength and conditioning. But we understand that people also have other hobbies. And that's why we want to support you in whatever endeavor. So you could be swimming, you could be running, you could be cycling, you could be weightlifting. It all forms part of an ecosystem where now you have the support from UBX. You essentially have, for your membership fee that you're paying, you have access to up to 5 coaches who all have their own different expertise and they can help you in different ways.
And all of that is included in that membership fee?
All of that is included in that membership fee. And our coaches are all accessible via WhatsApp. There's a WhatsApp community and all our members are welcome to ask questions and to message our trainers directly just to ask for advice.
Oh. Now, talking about money, which is, again, one of the reasons people join or leave any of these facilities. How much is it?
So UBX, the investment for UBX is between £180 to £200 a month.
Okay.
And I use the word investment because initially it seems like a cost, but what is the cost of not looking after your health? If you've been at a typical gym paying £20 a month, but you've been at the same place for years, where you're not losing weight, you're not building strength, you're getting injuries, and if you want to actually see any improvement, you have to pay a personal trainer at £50 an hour.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, when we tell you, you pay 180, you invest £180 in yourself, you have access to up to 5 coaches. You never have to worry about what you're going to work out, what exercise you're going to do. All you have to do is turn up. You have no class timetables. You have flexibility. You're going to learn how to box. In fact, getting a boxing coach to teach you how to box is between £50 to £100 an hour.
Absolutely, yeah.
But you can now come to our gym any time of the day you want. You can come multiple times in a day as well if your body is up to it. You get unlimited access to the gyms during the opening times. Okay. And during the times where there are no coaches, we also have a thing called extended hours. So you can actually come and train on your own on the circuit because all the exercises are on the screen for you to follow by yourself. So all of a sudden now you're looking at £180, gets you access to 5 coaches every day of the week if you wish.
Oh, wow. So
it becomes, you're paying less than £5 per session. So if I take an example for people who do martial arts, for example, if you want to go to a karate class and you want to go, usually you go once a week, you'll probably be paying about £15 to £20 per class, right? Wow. And so you go four times in a month, that works out to be about £100. Now we're saying you can learn how to box every day of the week. And all of a sudden it becomes very, very affordable.
Wow. Okay. Now we've talked about the community. We've talked about the support. Now let's say a new person is coming in, never been to the gym before, walks in. Take me through the process of signing on.
Okay, so at UBX Greenford Key, what happens is when someone is new to exercise and fitness, you come through a consultation with one of the coaches. So the coach will ask you some questions about your exercise history, your medical history, and then they also then take you on to the body composition analysis tool, the scale. They get a picture of how much muscle you have, how much body fat you're holding, and where you are in terms of your physical fitness. And then they take you on a tour around the gym. So they explain to you what the gym, what the exercises do at each station, how to essentially use the gym. And then if you're up to it, they give you a taster where you can do between 1 to 6 rounds. They teach you how to box, so they teach you how to punch, and they teach you how to stand as a boxer. And that in itself could just be the experience. If you feel like you can go a bit further, you will do some punching, you will do some boxing work, and then you might do some of the strength and conditioning. And once you feel like you've had a good experience, then we give you a chance to come to do a workout on a trial basis. So once you do the workout on a trial basis, if you're happy, then we get you signed up. So it's a very soft entry into the workout.
And how does an individual's personal goals, how do they fit in? So I mean, it can be when we go into a traditional gym, we go, what is your goal? Do you want to bulk up? You want to cut down? You want to lose weight?
That's right.
Have flexibility. So how do those fit in?
Yeah, exactly. So as part of the workout, as part of the consultation process, we gather all that information. And so at UBX Greenford Key especially, there is a nutrition coach who's going to help you as well. So if you're trying to, so everything, as you touched on earlier, comes down to nutrition as well as the exercise. So with a nutrition coach, you have the opportunity to talk through what your goals are. If you want to lose weight, the nutrition coach will guide you on what things to do to lose weight. The workout stays the same. The only difference is if you're trying to build muscle on a UBX workout, every opportunity there is to lift weights during the circuit, you just make sure that you're lifting the heavier weights. And that's how you build muscle. If you're trying to lose weight, you just need to make sure that you're picking the weights that allow you to do the recommended ranges. And so the workout can be tailored even within itself for each person's need. And with the help of the nutrition coach, the nutrition side can be tailored as well. And then having your coaches, the personal trainers who can write you a program in and out of the club, then we're able to cater to everyone and their own individual needs.
So now it seems to me that it is for people who are genuinely looking to get healthier and fit, right?
That's right.
Now, I'm going to be a bit rude now.
Yes.
And I'd say that a lot of times, and even I was one of those people who went to the gym just to look good.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, what is it? Is it for those people as well?
It is. It's actually for everyone, right? So let's touch on those people. You can look good if you are, as a byproduct. Looking good is a byproduct of
Exactly.
UBX.
See, sorry, I'm just going to. I know a lot of guys. I was one of those people who would just go in and train their arms and chest just so they could look bigger.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
That's right.
And they could look good.
Yeah.
And they could wear good clothes.
Yeah.
And that it would suit them.
Yeah, let's touch on those guys, right?
Right.
So to get that physique that they're looking for, they need to do more than muscle build, right? They also need to do cardio. Now they have two choices. They can step on a treadmill and do endless running. They can get on a Stairmaster.
Yeah. The one I hate.
I hate it too. And it's probably one of the worst exercises in the world for people like myself.
Yeah.
My knees just can't take it. So you can do that, or you can lift the weights in a traditional gym and then come to us for 45 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week, and get that cardio in. And that cardio is it's not monotonous, it's fun, it's enjoyable, and it's sustainable. Because when you're doing the cardio with us, you're not putting strain on any particular joint. So I would say, for example, running, you're constantly pounding the pavement, and you're stressing your joint, you're stressing your feet, and eventually you can't keep it up. The amount of cardio that you need to stay in a healthy condition to actually look shredded is the word.
Yep.
You can't sustain it. And so you end up having to take all sorts of supplements just to keep up. Whereas why not come into a situation where if you love lifting weights and lifting heavy weights, so you're one of those gym bros who likes to do, 150 kilo bench press, you can continue to do that. You will look big, right? But also at UBX, we look after your cardio, what's going on inside, your heart, your cardiovascular system, what is going on there. And that's where we start to look after you. So you come to us once or twice a week, you look after that cardio, you get your heart rate pumping. And then all of a sudden you look big, but you're also fit and strong.
So you see, I tried that.
Yes.
I tried the heavyweights technique that, what was it called? 5x5 or whatever.
I've done 5x5 before myself. Yeah.
And what I found was I lost 2 things. One, my flexibility.
Yes.
Right. And second, the stamina.
That's right.
And I've never been able to regain that stamina again. The flight of stairs, I'm huffing and puffing, walking more than 20 minutes, I'm out of breath. And so how do you improve that?
You've hit a big nail on the head, right? This is what happens. This is the traditional gyms. Everybody thinks that the 5x5, and I have done the 5x5 myself. I got very big, but I lost flexibility.
Yeah.
And when you lose flexibility, the next thing is injury. Now, the thing about UBX is we are helping you build functional strength. There's no point being big and massive if you cannot functionally pull yourself up or do a pull-up or walk up a flight of stairs without getting exhausted. Now, what we've actually had, so one of the, so I train at 6 a.m. in the morning, and one of my, the members that trains with me, she said, ever since she joined UBX Greenford Key, all of a sudden she's playing better in squash. She's beating opponents that used to walk around, walk over her. And now because she feels like her cardiovascular, she's getting stronger, she's getting fitter, she's getting faster. Wow. And I'll tell you one personal story. So when I joined UBX, I was very much, before UBX, I was very much into weightlifting, and, you know, I did the 5x5. And when I joined UBX, I stopped going to the regular gym just because at the time I just felt like UBX was too much of a cost. So I had to sacrifice the other gym. Yeah. And then after 6 months, when eventually I realized that UBX was not a cost, it was actually an investment, it now became bread and butter. Whatever is going on in my life, I need to find money to pay for UBX. So I now decided, okay, I want to also go back and build muscle in a traditional gym. So I joined that gym again. And when I joined that gym, what I found was that I was now very, very strong. Before, where I couldn't control the weights, where my form was terrible, all of a sudden I was in complete control of the weights. Wow. And I kept thinking, how has this happened? It turns out that the unique programming of UBX is designed to get you to that peak athleticism where you are now the one in control of your exercise, of your weights, and you're no longer lifting for ego, but now you're lifting for form and technique. And guess what? That just makes you look even better in the long run. So it's something that's been missing in traditional gyms, and it's something that UBX is essentially, as part of the ecosystem of the fitness industry, can really help people to unlock that athletic side of them, where if you thought previously, I'm not naturally fit, or I don't know what to do, you come to UBX, you spend at least 6 months, give it time. Okay. And then you'll see that when you stop, or when you go back outside into the world to do other things, swimming, running, you know, badminton, all of a sudden you're performing, you're keeping up. 45 minutes of badminton or squash is now like a walk in the park for you. Wow, yeah. And so, and this is the beauty of UBX. We work on from the inside out rather than the outside in. And so it's the most powerful feeling. And that's why eventually I became an ambassador, because I've had over 100 visits. I've turned up. It's changed my life drastically. And I can honestly say that UBX is something that everyone should be doing, even if it's just once a week. Wow,
fantastic. Now, talk about your journey, something that I mentioned in the beginning, but we haven't actually touched on it. Just tell us about what is it that you're trying to achieve?
Yeah, so my history is from the age of 13, I was classed morbidly obese. I'm big boned. My genetics, I put on weight easily. Even if I just look at bread, I gain the weight. So I've always struggled with weight from the age of 13. I joined my first gym at 14, and the personal trainer made me do 100 push-ups said this was going to lose weight. It's going to help you lose weight. But instead, what it caused was permanent injury to my shoulders. Oh, no. And so throughout that time, I've read magazines, Muscle and Fitness, Men's Health, who all say, get shredded in 6 weeks. And I followed the programs. I did everything. But all of a sudden, I'll lose the weight and then I'll put it right back. Yeah. And so the pandemic happened, which was a terrible time for a lot of people. And during that time, I went from about 115 kilos to 129 kilos by the end of the pandemic. Just being cut off from the gym, being at home, eating all that food, even drinking alcohol sometimes. It ramped up during the pandemic. So I personally don't normally drink alcohol, but because there was just nothing else to do. So you start drinking alcohol at home. And so suddenly I found myself 129 kilos. Wow. So now the pandemic's over and everything's kind of getting back to normal. I'm going to a traditional gym, but all my tactics, they weren't working anymore. You know, at 129 kilos, I can't run on the treadmill. I can't, even if I do a diet, within 2-3 weeks, I give up because the diet is too extreme to get me back down. And so when I joined UBX a year ago in April, I was 129 kilos. And I just went 3 times a week as much as I could, sometimes 4. And I tried to diet occasionally. But what I found was my weight, it was no longer going up. It stopped going up. And then all of a sudden it started coming down. And so within a year, I went from 129 kilos to 117 kilos.
Oh, wow.
And what happened is that 117 kilos was actually mainly fat. And I was able to maintain the muscle, which is something that is almost impossible.
Wow.
In any other traditional form, if you try and lose fat, you're guaranteed to lose muscle. But I lost fat and I maintained I think I lost, for all that weight, I lost about 2 kilos of muscle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's fantastic. I don't drink protein. I don't drink protein shakes. I can, but I don't. I just eat protein from meats, fish,
Natural sources.
And so, and believe it or not, I don't even take creatine.
Really?
That's right. So obviously it might be, I'm genetically disposed to put on muscle anyways. So I'm not saying creatine is bad, but I'm just telling you, I didn't take creatine. I didn't take any extra
And that's an
supplements.
additional cost as well, isn't it?
Exactly. So that's exactly right. So I've saved money on all these extra supplements, right? And I'm just going to the gym at least 3 times a week. And I tell you one thing that I love about being a member at UBX. When I go on holiday, right, when I'm away from the gym for 2 weeks and I'm eating full, buffet breakfast, buffet lunch and dinner, what used to happen in the past is that I come back at least 5-10 kilos heavier. Now with UBX, my metabolism is so high that if I do that, all that happens is I gain about 1 kilo.
Wow.
And then within a week, the kilo's gone.
Wow.
Because it's all water weight. And it's been so miraculous. And that's why I am so proud to be an ambassador of that gym. It's changed my life. It's changed my life completely. I am now in 100% control. So now my next journey, so I'm still 117. I'm still classed as obese. The healthy range for me will be 100 kilos. For my height, for my weight, and for my race, I should be roughly under 100 kilos to have that healthy frame. And it will also help on my joints as well. So
You see what I'm thinking right now?
yes.
Is, like I said, I'm 120 with my height and weight and physical abilities. I mean, I should be below 100.
Below 100, yeah.
And to me, going to the standard gym I'm going to now, it feels impossible.
Yeah, it seems impossible.
impossible.
And so, and you're right to feel that way, because if you don't get the help of a personal trainer, for example, you can't do it by yourself. You don't have the
knowledge.
knowledge.
A lot of times, even the personal trainers, they will give you standard exercises.
Exactly.
And anyway,
No,
we
you're
can go
exactly
on
right.
and on about that.
You are exactly
It's-
right. So even if you get a personal trainer, they might not understand the way your body works. They'll give you the same one-size-fits-all exercise plan that won't get you what you want, and you still have to do the work. Yeah. And then the worst thing, what I find, is that they'll say, you've got to cut your calories.
Yeah.
You've got and what is that going to do? It's going to make you miserable.
Yeah.
At UBX, we'll never tell you to cut your calories. We'll never tell you to cut your calories. If you're trying to lose weight, all you need to do is come to us at least 3 times a week. Yeah. And you can take a break in between. 3 times a week, you will restart your metabolism, because the calories are not the problem. And here's the thing. The scientific research is that calories are not the problem, because if calories were the solution, then everyone could just cut their calories to 500 calories a day and everybody in the world will be slim. Yeah. But what happens instead is when you cut your calories, your body goes into survival mode and says, hang on, this guy or this girl is gonna die if we don't retain the fat. So what it does is, even if you eat only 500 calories, it's going to store it. Fat. It stores that fat because it says, I want to survive, I want to live. And so calories are not the problem. The problem is the use of the energy that you're consuming, and it's all energy, right? You eating carbs, that needs to be used.
So see, I even tried the fasting thing, right? As a Muslim, we fast anyway, but once a year. But I tried that for weight, and what I found was I was slower, I was sleepy.
That's right.
I was tired.
That's right.
So
you might have even been depressed.
Yeah, and what I found that instead of losing weight,
Yeah.
I was either at the same weight or gained even more because I wasn't moving enough.
That's right. And also, because you're not eating enough calories, you're losing muscle. And when you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down even further. Wow. So it's like a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And when you join UBX, you break that cycle because now your metabolism is restarted. You're going to start noticing that your body composition is changing. So what usually happens to our UBX members is that when they first join, they stay at the same weight for about, I would say, 5 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
You get on the scale. Some even actually gain weight.
Okay.
And they get on the scale and they're like, this is not working. And that's why we have our body composition analysis machine, where you step on the scale after 6 weeks, you'll be like, you're the same weight, but your fat has gone down and your muscle has gone up.
Wow.
And that is when they start to, it clicks in their head to say, I see what's going on here. And so they then become addicted. And they come 3, 4, 5 times a week. Some of our members try and come 6 times a week, and we tell them, no, slow down. You can do it, but your body needs to recover.
Wow.
So it's something that happened. I challenge you, if you are listening to this, to find a UBX member and ask them, is this true? And they will tell you it is.
You've definitely sold it to me. Now, so let's close off here. You've got some equipment, you've got some things with you. Let's see what they are and how it's used.
Yeah, so as a member of UBX, one of the things you get as standard is a pair of boxing gloves, which are just over here.
Yeah.
These are premium Adidas boxing gloves.
Okay.
Adidas is one of our partners at UBX. So, because they believe in what UBX is doing as a brand. Additionally, we have what you get as a MyZone. Okay. And this is the device I was talking about. You can wear this around your chest, and they have other straps which you can wear around your arms and your wrists.
Okay.
And you take this MyZone, you bring it to the club. It will basically show the level at which you're working at.
Okay.
And it will show your heart rate and your calories burned.
Okay.
But the beauty about this device is that we give it as part of your standard membership, and you can use it inside and outside the gym.
Right.
You can use it for swimming, for any sport, badminton, walking. One of our members actually uses it for cricket, believe it or not. And whatever you burn on this device, it gets projected to the club and you get put on a leaderboard. Okay. So now you're actually in a community where exercise is rewarded. We're not precious about where you're getting your exercise from. We don't care if you have other things in your life. All we care about is you. And we want to make sure that you are getting the best from your life as possible. Wow. And then just for competition purposes, we have this special bag.
Oh, wow.
This is UBX Greenford Key, and we give it to members who are working hard, pushing themselves, who are the top of the leaderboard on the MyZone.
Okay.
We give it to members who have achieved great things with us, and we also just, it's just a nice way for people to be proud of where they go to train. And again, Adidas is doing a lot in terms of the fitness space and boxing. And, we believe that boxing is for everyone. And we're proud to show that on the things that, people wear and go about their daily lives with.
Super. Wow. So definitely looking forward to it. Now, so this is, again, your time to speak to our guests, our viewers. Tell them how they can reach you, how can they get access to the gym, training plans, programs, everything. And also, how can they follow your journey?
Yes. Okay, so let's start. If you want to find out more about UBX, you just go to ubxtraining.com and there'll be some information about UBX on there. You can find the nearest club close to you where you are. So at the moment, there are about 4 or 5 clubs in London. And if you're another part of the UK, we have other clubs in Manchester, Sheffield, Bath, for example. And obviously, the more people that show interest, the more likely that there'll be a club that can open up next to you. At UBX Greenford Key, you can follow us on Instagram. And our Instagram handle is at UBX Greenford Key. So that's UBX Greenford Key. Now, to follow my personal journey, so I am now going to be on a journey to lose the 17 kilos to get to just below 100 kilos. And you can follow my journey at On The Wagon. So that's ONDAWAGON, On The Wagon. And, you know, I'll be, all my posts will be in collaboration with UBX Greenford Key.
Fantastic. So guys, you'll see, find all the links to Akin's profile, to UBX Greenford Keys and all their websites and everything in the description. This is it for today. Thank you very much, Akin, for sharing your experience, for introducing UBX to us, to me, to our viewers. It's been fantastic. We hope to do it again.
It's been a pleasure.
And see you towards, hopefully we'll do another one when you're towards the end of your journey.
I would absolutely love that.
Of this weight loss. Now, guys, please like, share, subscribe, comment if you'd like to see more content like this. If you have any questions for Akin, for UBX, please also DM us or put it in the comments. This is it for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.